Yo,
Hello.
welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Breeze Shooters Podcast. We are the show that brings you news, sports, poker, and everything in between. And today
we love the Tigers.
Oh, you fuck. All right. Yeah, Chris loves the tweeters. All right. I'm your host, Lou, joined by my very good friend, Chris.
Yes, sir.
And
I'm ready for war.
You fucking character. And today, Chris, we got a dope interview. We got part 2 to the DJ EFN interview. We're looking forward to having him on. If you don't know DJ EFN, he is half of the Drink Champs podcast show. He's also a hip-hop pioneer out of Miami, Florida. He was really big on pushing the hip-hop scene down in Miami. He's an entrepreneur. He's an A&R person. He's a producer. He makes mixtapes. He's also a radio host. The guy has his hat in a lot of different things. And we're really excited to have him on. In the podcast game, they're probably, I want to say, top 3, top 5 podcast shows out there. Himself with the comical and talented Nori make up the Drink Champs podcast. So, back to you, my friend. What were you saying?
Sometimes. Let me start off by saying that I think that's a beautiful sound. Oh, you went back down to Tijuana. You went back down to Tijuana to get beer. What the fuck
is Amazon drop-off, Bobo?
You should, I see your situation. I think you should be drinking a European craft IPA type shit, and you pull out a Modelo.
Yo,
that came from Albany.
Probably. Listen, you're saying all that, and you got a freaking $10 cup of coffee. Yeah, Starbucks. Look at that. That's like a double frat. Cool crack. Who knows what the fuck is in that coffee?
I don't listen. I listen. I really enjoy this one, but I don't even try to order it. My girl does all the ordering.
No, we know.
She says,
we know. You write it down on a piece of paper. We know.
No, I can't even write that. She goes, Chris, you get so frazzled, and I hate when she says that because it's supposed to be just coffee, but we're not gonna. We already did a segment on that. So first of all, happy Easter to everybody out there. Happy Holy Week or Ramadan. Whatever other religious beliefs, happy times.
Wow, you're just for the people today, man. I see you.
And that's what I do. I'm for the people. So yesterday I was enjoying a couple of waddles. Wow, waddles.
That's
a couple of bottles of wine. Nice red wine, Cabernet Sauvignon. As you know, I'm dipping and dabbing in the sommelier industry. And one bottle in, I listen. I got a public service announcement for people, Louis. Don't get on social media when you drink.
Oh man, yo, big shout out to Mr. A from the set 6145. Man, that what they said, reading is fundamental, and you really got to pay attention when you read. And it was just funny. It was just funny. Shout out to the set.
Yeah, exactly. I just, with me, I have a rule with my woman. We have. It's not a rule. We have a understanding that when we're drinking, we don't discuss no important shit. We don't get to those discussions when we're drinking.
So that means you guys never discuss anything. Yo, Chris.
Wow, we're not alcoholics. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Chris, let me bring in DJ EFN.
Go ahead. I don't like how you say those things.
Oh man.
I got an image.
I don't know. I don't know how good that image is, though, brother. I really don't.
I got a very good image. What are you talking about? I got a brand to protect.
E, what's up, brother?
Protect that fucking brand, brother. Yo, I apologize the other day, guys. That was my bad, man.
E, that's fine, man. That's fine.
No need to, man. We know you're a busy man, and you know. So
nah. I just got a curveball thrown that day, and it just threw my whole day off.
I cursed you out, E. I cursed you out.
Listen. If I would have been waiting in a Zoom fucking call, I would have been pissed, man. That's why I'm apologizing so much, because I've been pissed. I'd be like, this motherfucker got me sitting down in front of a computer jerking off. What the fuck?
I didn't take offense. I said he's probably out there still hanging out with Snoop. They're running around town.
I'm still high, bro. I'm still high. My bad again, guys.
No worries, man. Let's stay there. How was that interview with the legendary rapper Snoop Dogg, man? It seems like you guys, first of all, you did another great job, but it seems like you guys generally had a good connection. How was that experience? Did you learn anything new that you didn't know before doing the interview?
Well, this is our second interview with him.
Is it really?
Yeah, a lot of this is what's crazy about Drink Champs now, that I would have never thought it early on. We're 6 years in, and there's so many interviews that people don't even remember or know, especially if they're new, listeners and viewers of the show, that they don't know we've done. So all the times we're getting DM'd or tweeted or whatever messages, we're like, yo, why haven't you had this person? And why haven't you had that person? And they're like mad. And we've had them all, like year 1, year 2, year 3, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is the second time we sit with Snoop. The first time, I think it was towards the end of our first year, or might have been in the beginning of our second year of Drink Champs. He was out here in South Florida. He was not in Miami. He was somewhere in like West Palm Beach or something. And we went to the hotel he was at, and it was a legendary episode with him. Actually, some people hit me up saying, man, this Snoop Dogg episode is amazing. And then they're like, hold up a second. This isn't the Snoop Dogg episode that just came out. They're like, I just watched the old one. Oh, shit. Yeah. So yeah, it was, I think that's where the connection already comes from, that he's already sat down with Drink Champs. He knows what Drink Champs is. What was different and also special about this one is that we traveled to him. We went to LA. It was something last minute that Puff and him and then Nori and then us spoke about, that just on a whim, like he wanted to announce this potential collaborative NFT with Bad Boy on Drink Champs, and which they still don't know what it's going to be, but that's where the idea came. Oh, fuck it, let's just go to LA and let's do this, which we don't really travel a lot in Drink Champs. We do it, but we try not to. Our home base is where we feel the most comfortable, and we think that the best shows come from our home base set. So, but it was dope to go to his compound, which is amazing, and to sit with him in his spot, and so yeah, so that's what you see.
I saw you had some videos up that you guys get to go to his shop. I think he has like a new clothing shop out there that's pretty big.
We didn't go to his shop. We just went to his compound, which is huge. He has a huge compound. Right, it's just so fucking genius. Right when you land in LAX and you like come out of LAX and you go into Inglewood, like right there, like boom, like the LAX sign, you go under overpass and you turn the corner and his compound is right there.
Wow,
like, which is genius, because if like to work with people, especially with the traffic in LA, like people could just literally come off and go there and work with him. You know what I'm saying? And so. He has like mad rooms. It's like 2 floors. It might even be 3 floors. I don't know. It's huge. He's got he got a garage with all cars. He got a basketball court, a video game room, like studios. It's just amazing, man. It's really amazing what he has there.
Wow. That is amazing. Hey, you mentioned Puff a little while ago, and last time I didn't get to talk to you about Puff, and I just wanted to, if you could provide some insight. How's that relationship? Like, how is it working for Puff? I always hear that he's like a creative genius. Is there any like feedback or suggestions that he gives you for the show? Can you just tell us about that relationship?
Sure. I will give you a little bit of pushback in the words you used because and we get this a lot in social media that we work for Puff.
Gotcha.
So our deal, and just to clarify what the deal it really is that we have a licensing deal with Revolt, meaning we own everything still.
Oh, nice.
Which is awesome.
Right. The brand was never bought by Puff. He doesn't necessarily dictate what happens on the show. Of course, he's a partner. Of course, he pays us well to license it. And it's mutually beneficial. And so, of course, if he has suggestions, we're gonna hear him out. If he wants to talk to us, like the Snoop thing, it happened because of him. But very rarely does he step into Drink Champs and dictate anything or ask us to do anything. I'm sure maybe him and Nori, I might not be privy to some of their private conversations that they might have. But that's what it is. And so what I would say is the relationship has been great because we maintain ownership of the brand. We license it. They pay us a really fair rate in terms of what people pay for in content and television these days. They were the first ones that partnered with us to make it television, which I think we broke a lot of ground in terms of like podcasts, at least hip hop podcasts, taking that next jump, And before even Drink Champs, I had originally had my Coming Home series debut with Revolt when Revolt launched in 2013. My Coming Home documentary, the Cuba one, was the first original like acquisition, the first original content that they did a deal for and that they aired besides music videos. So that was special for me. So that already started that relationship. And then prior to even that, I had, as a marketer, as a promotion guy and doing what I did behind the scenes, I worked with Bad Boy and all their brands. I was the first guy on the ground with Ciroc in Miami, Sean John and all the Bad Boy stuff and the Vote or Die campaigns and all that I was doing that in South Florida for them already.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to the homie Prez who was running that on the Bad Boy side.
You touched on two things that I want to get to. I definitely want to talk about the Coming Home project to see where you're at with that. But and you don't have to give us numbers or nothing like that. But just like for the laymen's that are involved in this podcast game, how does that look to generate revenue? Like what I'm trying to understand is like, how does somebody that has a podcast negotiate to get money? Is it based on streams, or is it just we give you this money up front and you have a 1-year deal? Like, can you kind of walk us through that?
And you're talking for the specific TV deal we did?
Yeah, a TV deal or just in general. Like, how does it work?
On both sides, actually. Yeah, on both sides of the TV deal and the podcast.
So like, the way that ours is broken up is you have the audio deal, which is a separate deal by itself. Again, it's a licensing deal. It's not owned. And we have it with iHeart Black Effect, which is Charlemagne's company that goes through iHeart. So basically it's with iHeart and Charlemagne. Then we have our TV and digital video deal, which is meaning it's on TV with Revolt, and then it's on their YouTube page. So those are very defined things in the deal that they're allowed to put it on YouTube. And they have a certain amount of years that they're allowed to exploit the content, and then we get it back. They pay for those amount of years. However, 2, 3, 1, like it really depends on your negotiation and whatever you charge for that. And then once that's over with, that content comes back to you, and I could republish it. I could do deals with it. Could do whatever I want.
Oh, okay.
They don't own it in perpetuity, which means forever. So those deals are dictated. Yeah, there's two ways that things are dictated: streams and views, like anything else nowadays, like social media. All of that has a big part in everything. So, if you have the viewership or the listens and it's up there, you can go out there and get a deal based on that. And you're only going to get a deal if you have something that's performing at a certain level.
Absolutely.
Right? Now, what I've always advocated for, and I think is important as well, especially when it comes to podcast and the way that the data was being received originally, because they've changed it a lot. It used to be very inaccurate. I think that building a strong brand and what that brand represents in the market. So like you might not have, like you're gonna have decent, you gotta have some kind of decent viewership or listenership, but maybe that brand just resonates and maybe it's doing really well on social media. Maybe the clips from the episodes per se do a bunch of stuff. Like what happens is you have to accumulate all this data for if you're going into like a boardroom to try to pitch. And it's not just the one episode or the episodes or how that one thing performs. It's the totality of everything you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And then everything, meaning if the brand is just a brand that people just, it resonates, like I said, and in these clips, they get this amount of viewership and these pictures get amount of views. You're on this many platforms, and you might need someone smarter than you and I to kind of put that together on a sheet and make it look good. But all of that together can also get you a deal out there. You know, it doesn't have to be just on the performance of specific episodes, you know?
Got you. No, and thank you for sharing that. I always figured, because you guys coming in, like you said, when you had the CBS deal, you guys kind of were breaking ground with the numbers that you guys were doing. So I didn't know if your contract was structured around on who you were and what they were anticipating, and if it was an upfront amount, or do you still had to hit like certain target goal numbers with streamings? But
well, with CBS and with most podcasts, they're going to give you a revenue share, meaning CBS didn't give us any money up front. In fact, and I've talked about it a lot, we didn't make a dime for like 6 months, because it was a 50-50 revenue share. So whatever advertisement they got for us, we split the profits 50-50. They couldn't sell ads for us in the beginning because they didn't know what they were like. This is crazy. Like, what is this? And so that's how those models are. But once you're established and you have, like I said, the viewership, the listenership, you could go to let's say podcast. You can go to a company and say, look, we perform. We have already, a track record of performing. So they know now. It's not like when we first came in the game, there was no track record, but we blew up. So that's why it was hard for them to sell us, because they don't know if it's going to last, if it's a fluke. So now you go into a company and say, I got a track record. I want you to now pay me. It's called a minimum guarantee, meaning, you're going to be able to sell a certain amount of advertising because this is the track record. Now, I don't know how good your advertising team is, but I know what I'm worth already based off of my track record. So you need to pay me now. I want you to give me a upfront money on ads being sold, and I want you to pay me monthly, basically upfront, for ads being sold. And what it is that it's called a minimum guarantee, where they say, okay, we're going to pay you this no matter what, and it's their job now to make sure they recoup that money. And then anything past the money they gave you that's made, you split that as extra money for yourself.
Oh wow. But no,
does that make any sense?
No, big time.
It does. It does.
Big time. The Coming Home project, where are you with that? Did COVID interrupt it? Because it looked like you got started off. There was a couple of episodes. I think Colombia, Peru, Cuba. Am I correct? Or
we got through filming 6 episodes.
Okay.
The last 2 I never released, which was Colombia, and then I never released publicly.
Gotcha.
I did some screenings and stuff, and then South Africa was the last one that I did right before. Luckily we had traveled, and then a couple months later, COVID hit. COVID definitely slowed things down in a lot of ways. COVID, I had I had a second child. So my first child slowed things down with coming on, and then the second one just put a break on it to a degree, especially having during COVID times. But I have since then partnered up with LL Cool J and Rock the Bells.
Nice.
They are my official partners on the Coming Home series.
Nice.
We're good. Their main goal is to produce new ones. And the whole thing is I've done these 6 independently, which I set out to do 6, which wasn't easy to do independently. But I was like, I got it, to feel like I did something and I finished it the way I wanted to do it. I finished the 6. And so that's basically season 1. So the goal now is to, anything I do now past the 6, I want it to be fully funded, fully budgeted, not these shoestring budgets. I feel like I've proven the concept. The vision is there. Let's give it the look, let's give it what someone would have given Anthony Bourdain. Let's give it these looks, because I feel like hip hop deserved it. And I feel like I've proven that myself and my crew and my company, we can do that. And that's what LL and Rock the Bells, their partnership is going to bring to the table.
That's a very nice partnership. Good guy to partner with.
It's a dream come true, to be honest with you.
I can imagine.
You know what I'm saying? Hip hop kid from Miami. I never thought I would say LL Cool J is my partner, bro.
and E, was there a relationship with LL, or he just kind of like what's going on?
Well, I mean, personally with him, not so much in the sense that, again, I worked with for Def Jam doing the marketing stuff back in the day. Back in the days for me, you know what I'm saying? But so, I dealt with him a couple times when he would come to Miami. That was our thing. We had to deal with the artists, take him to the radio, do the walkthroughs in the clubs. But it wasn't necessarily a relationship. And then what it really was is the people around him and the other people at Def Jam that I had relationships with, the behind the scenes people. And then we had him on Drink Champs early on as well. And I reconnected with some of those people that are in his team that were behind the scenes with me at Def Jam, or that I dealt with through the Def Jam days. And it was through those people. And this goes to show you how important the network is and how important the people that are behind the scenes are. It was through those relationships. Shout out to Claudine, who works. She's LL's like right-hand person. I just said, let me tell her about the films, because I saw what Rock the Bells was doing, and I felt like it was a really good home for what we were doing. And she's like, this is amazing, and let me take it to L. Everybody calls at Rock the Bells when I'm talking, they all call him Todd, and I'm like, look, listen, guys, I'm not gonna call this guy Todd. This is LL Cool J, the legend. I'm not gonna call him Todd. I'm sorry.
Just don't sound right. It don't sound
right, bro. I'm sorry, bro. And
maybe Mr. Smith.
None of that. I'm not. I just can't do it, bro. And I sound like the ads going, LL on the calls and the Zoom calls, and he's on there, and they're all like Todd. But she took it to L, and he loved it. We jumped on a Zoom call, and that was surreal, to be honest with you. And he was just like, yo, I see it, man. I see the vision. And it was dope because I had pitched, and I've gone to other networks, and I got smoke blown on my ass, and people saying it was dope, and Vice, over here, and HBO over here, and different people. And, push came to shove, it didn't go through, or some people wanted to change what I was doing. They're like, oh, we should add this and this element and take this celebrity over there and do this. And I'm like, no, that's not what I'm doing. And L was like, nah, I see exactly what you're doing. And that was really dope and refreshing. And I'll just tell you right now, if nothing were to come of coming home from this point on, the fact that it fell on his lap and he saw the vision, I feel fulfilled with that alone. I mean, hopefully shit pops, but absolutely, I feel good about where it ended.
And they're not changing your, which this is what I believe you're saying. They're not changing your vision of it. You had a vision about this, and and I was surprised. It's funny you mentioned Vice, because I see Vice picking up a lot of these things. So that's one of the first ones, if not the only one, that I thought, I wonder why Vice didn't pick this up. But then they come in and they want to do little changes, and it fucks up your whole vision. And right. I understand exactly what you're saying.
Right. Well,
that's your baby. That's your third baby.
Absolutely. And with all due respect to Vice, I like a lot of their content. The truth is that some of the stuff that they do when they travel, and and I haven't watched the network lately, so I don't know what they're doing right now. But some of the stuff I saw before that was comparable to Coming Home, it just seemed like it was just showing you the grime. It was showing you, just like shock value stuff about a certain place. And my thing is like, whatever goes in front of the camera is going to go in front of the camera. I'm not going to hide things, but I'm trying to find something else. I'm trying to show you the beauty of the culture, and when it connects to people, and that the common language we have, and no matter, what conditions, and that the culture, kind of like the good side of all of this, so that's what I was trying to do. And it was a little different.
Nice. Switching gears for a second there. Not too long ago, there was a situation that kind of like, I think it got blown out of proportion, and I was hoping you could kind of like shed some light on the show.
Sure.
It occurred with the members of the Wu-Tang Clan. I think they were unhappy with some comments that were made during the show, and I was hoping you could kind of give us a little insight on what transpired. But I believe since then it has been resolved, or you guys
for
spoke.
Sure,
yeah,
for sure. I mean, it was what it was. It was a comment. I'm trying to track back to that episode. I think it was the Mickey Fax episode. And it was a story about when the irony of all of this, there was a story having to do with Raekwon and Joe Budden. and everything that had happened. Remember when they had some kind of issue?
Yeah.
Some type of beef. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that. The irony of all this is that it was a story talking about that, and it was just making light of the fact that supposedly, you know, Joe was made to like apologize to a bunch of Wu members. And so in that, Nori was saying, like, everybody just started spitting out names of like Wu affiliates, you know, just to show the extent of how much he had to apologize to different people.
Gotcha.
And so Nori kind of like, he said like flunkies or something, you know, and talking about, and, you know, definitely the wrong choice of words. And Nori's apologized since then. And then on my end, I didn't even hear him say the word flunkies or anything. I'm just like, I'm always in Drink Champs. If you look at the way I at least operate, I'm always jogging my memory to bring out names that make sense with the conversation, of names that people aren't hearing as much, or to give them shout outs or give them props. I just want to throw these names out there just to, you know, bring them out again. And that's all I was thinking about in that convo without hearing what Nori was saying. And I said Shaheem. And so Shaheem is the one that really got pissed that his name was included in that, especially following what Nori said. And that's what stirred up a lot of things. But since then, you know, we got with Shy, we had him on the show, you know, we spoke to Killer Priest. And those are the main people that we were talking to, you know, some Sons of Man, some of these guys. And you know, everything was cleared up, and we had a beautiful episode with them. And as men, we all spoke, and it was dope, man. You know, we saw each other in person, and everything was love.
Oh, that's cool. Now, I was definitely glad to hear that you guys worked it out. I was like, nah, not E and Nori, man. Those guys don't get down like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, but look, in 6 years of doing the show, and especially drinking and talking shit, again, this is like if you're talking with your homeboys, barbershop talk, you're gonna say something that's gonna come off wrong, especially on camera, that you don't even know. Like, nobody remembered that was. If I would have remembered that he even said that, I would have made sure that never even made it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And he would have made sure, not Nori, because nobody's out there trying to discredit or hurt any legends or anybody that's put in work in this game, no matter what level you made it to. Like, we're all legends in our own right, every single person. You know what I'm saying? And so that was our mistake that even made it to airtime, you know?
With that being said, how is your show produced? Is it a live recording, or do you guys edit and then it gets streamed?
Well, no, it's not a live recording at all. That Drink Champs could not fly live. That'd be too crazy. We don't really edit. Yeah, we don't really edit that much either, to be honest with you. I mean, there was a policy in the beginning where like, we don't edit anything. But as time has passed, we realized, look, man, you know, we got to clean things up for the guests, or for anything that you know, just shouldn't go on the air, you know, that doesn't deserve being on the air. Sometimes, because what we want the most organic, free conversation, and in order to do that, we have to assure even the guests that if something comes out that they don't like, at the end of the episode, they can tell us, or we can even follow up with them. Like, you know, we're not going to talk about anything that's going to put anybody in legal issuos, talk about people's families, you know. But if in the heat of a conversation, a guest is drinking and says something like, "Oh, fuck that motherfucker's mother," you know, we'll make sure that comes out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So, which I'm not saying that's happened, but I'm just saying something to that degree. And so that since, you know, the early days, we, you know, and now it's just a bigger platform. We got to make sure, you know, we edited, you know, some things, but we try to keep it as raw as possible. Like, we really do. Like, you'll see us looking stupid versus the guests looking stupid.
Yeah,
not for that. You had. I'm sorry, Lou.
No,
you had a perfect example with the Shaheem thing. If you would have caught that, there's no reason to that could have been edited out, because you would have seen. Wait, this is not what this meant. This is out of context.
Right. And the crazy, and going back to the craziest thing for me, and I told this to Shy in person, bro. I'm a huge fan of Shaheem. I was playing him on mix. I mean, first of all, anything Wu-Tang goes without saying. So the fact that yeah, you're right. If something like that, we would have remembered or caught it or whatever. And that was super oversight on everybody in the team. Like, we were really upset. Like, listen, guys, we're here to protect our legends. We're here to big them up. We got to make sure that we all cross-reference each other. If one person doesn't know about this person that's being talked about, then let's talk. You know, we're a team here. Let's make sure we protect the culture. At the end of the day, we're not here to bash the culture.
Nice. Hey, DJing, are you still active? Do you still DJ like in clubs and things? No,
Hell no.
no.
But I got my turntables right here in front of me.
I can imagine.
I got my turntables right here in front of me. I spin all the time. But you know, what happened with me and spinning, like, you know, I DJ fucking in the clubs and on radio, you know, the mixtapes. I did pirate radio. I did it all from when I was, you know, from like 95 all the way up to like 2010. And so what happens when the transition came to like Tractor and you know, all these the digital DJing, that's where, you know, I was just a vinyl DJ. You know, I got a bunch of vinyl right here in front of me. That was the art form, and that was the way that I knew how to DJ. Not to say I can't do the other stuff like Serato and stuff, but it just didn't feel the same. And so I just said, you know, this isn't, you know, where I'm at right now in life. You know, I rather just maintain DJing how I DJ. And not to say that I wouldn't do it again or won't go out there and do it and do spot gigs, but I just didn't make the transition from vinyl to the Seratos and the Tractors and stuff like that. And I got sponsored by Tractor, which I got all my Tractor stuff right here. I feel terrible because they sponsored me. They probably like, we're going to bet on you using this shit. I didn't use it that much.
Speaking of DJs, I think I just heard today DJ K Slade passed.
K Slade, man.
Rest in peace to the legend, man.
Do you have an opportunity to meet DJ K Slade?
Yeah, man. I posted I mean, I met him a few times throughout the years, but there's this one special occasion where I was with my crew. We were up in New York visiting Nori. We were on a promo run for our album, the Alliance album, Who's Crazy. And we were in the studio at the Hood Lab. Nori had this spot called the Hood Lab in Manhattan. And K Slade came through and we did like a big ass skit type drop. I forgot if I'm assuming it was for me, or maybe it was it was for me. It was a drop to introduce a track on my mixtape, a Nori track. And so it was me, K Slade, my boy MC from the group, Heckler, Nori, and somebody else was there. I forget what her name is, but we were all there, and that's a moment, you know what I'm saying, that we had together. And then right after that clip, he hosted like a whole mixtape for us. He did a bunch of other drops for me. And we just got to kick it, man. And I knew how legendary he was. I mean, going back to the Wild Style stuff and, you know, him as a writer and all of that. And I mean, he was everything. He was everything in hip hop. So, you know, rest in peace and condolences.
Yeah,
to his
rest
family,
in peace.
Yeah, it was sad. Hey, E, before I let you go, I think you could kind of sympathize with me. Over the years, your co-host has developed like his own form of dialect. Chris is pretty much the same way. He's like trying to decipher what he's saying from time to time. Any advice you could give me to kind of help like cope with this relationship? Because I see you and you have that face like, Nori, what the hell are you saying? Like,
I try to have fun with it, man. I remix it. I just act like I know what he's saying. I go, is this what you mean? Like, that's just hilarious to me.
Thank you. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to question me. Live, Chris, what are you talking about? He even got a drinking game with a few of our fans, people that we know that whenever I say a word that he deems incorrect, they got to take a shot. Get out of here, man. Figure it out. Like,
a lot of drunk people out there. A lot of drunk people out there.
Have fun with it, man. Listen, you can't come down on him too tough because you're gonna fuck up too. I say shit disparate all the fucking time, bro. And then people be like, "Oh, you think you're the smart guy? Huh? Look at you! What the fuck? Where did you just say?" I'm like, "Yeah, that was definitely a fuck up right there."
Yo, I can't thank you enough for being so gracious with your time, for giving us not one but 3 opportunities, and you are a true gentleman, true professional.
No, he fucked up.
I fucked up, guys. I fucked up.
There's always one guy, right? But again, thank you so much. He truly appreciate it, brother, and I wish you nothing but continued success, man.
My brothers,
keep doing your thing, keep doing your thing, and we're gonna follow that Coming Home series, man. I'm truly happy because I know how it feels to be creative, and like I said, that's your baby. Yeah. And for it to take off the way you see it to take off, that's amazing. And God bless you always. God bless your kids, man. And Like I
Thank
said, man, thank you. The Lou said also, thank you for your time and you drop gems, man. We appreciate all of it.
Appreciate it. Look at that. He didn't fuck up not one word in that shit, bro. That was perfect English, man.
Sometimes you gotta put a little pressure, just a little pressure.
You don't understand. It was brutal for mine right now. I was like, bro.
That was the most articulate shit ever right there. My brothers, man.
Yo, E, man, be good, bro. Take care.
Nothing but love, guys. Thank
right,
you, man.
right.
Be safe out there.
Be good.
Likewise. Yo,
ladies
stop
and
throwing me
gentlemen.
under. No, ladies and gentlemen, stop throwing me under the bus, man. I'm very articulate with my words. She got close.
Chris, it's
you gotta talk to me.
It's 4:40. Let's introduce the new segment to the show. Do you want to take it, or you want me to do it?
No, it's too much pressure on me. I know I'm gonna fuck up now. I'm not gonna do it. You don't want to, questioning my articulation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna turn it over to Laura Cons with Laura's Dilemma. With Laura's Dilemma. Sorry, so you put the pressure on me. With Laura's Dilemma. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to the lady. She knows what she's talking about.
My friend calls me up. She's like, Law, she goes, we gotta talk. I says, all right, go. So she tells me that this guy was in her DM. She blew him off. Turns around, he's in her friend's DM. The friend is like, guy, you were just trying to get with my girl. He's like, yeah, but she wanted nothing to do with me. Oh, so thanks. And now you come to me? She's like, come on. So they find out that he's got a girl and a kid, that he lives with. Guys, what are we doing here? Is this we jump around like this? It's not cool. You want a quality person in your life, you gotta act like a quality person. You can't act like a bozo out here. I don't like it. But I gotta know, guys, why are you doing it? You looking to just hook up? Is any one person special to you? And ladies, have you been in this situation and have you handled it the way these two did?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Breeze Shooters Podcast. We hope you've been entertained, enlightened, and I'm glad you guys joined us. Don't forget to subscribe. As I was telling my friend Chris last week, we have great numbers, man. We're watching the numbers grow, but however, the subscriptions is what matters. So when you're there, just hit the subscription button, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, Chris likes to do the little TikTok dance once in a while.
I've been on TikTok and I went viral with it.
Yo, be careful. Be careful. That car's shaking, boy. You're gonna get the cops rolling up on you. What are you doing?
They just passed. Oh, listen, this is good. This is good. For no. My whole high school, motherfuckers.
Oh man, look at that. For Hamilton High School.
That's right.
And that's where you take your girl on a date so you can make out in front of your old high school because you never had a girl during high school. Oh, I see the logic. It makes a lot of sense.
I gotta fulfill that part. Even if it's 30 years later, I gotta fulfill that part of my life.
And you're hoping they see you too, right? Be like, look.
The other day, I'm kissing her, right? And when I'm kissing her, I'm very passionate with my kisses because this is what I do. I'm Puerto Rican. It's part of my thing. And I'm like, and then I started thinking, I said, we could get arrested because it was a school, we could get arrested for me kissing you this way. So I stopped kissing her because I don't want to catch no more charges.
Yeah, Chris, I think you're safe.
Listen,
depending where your hands are, you're safe.
That's the thing. You don't want to know my hands are at. People, going back to the subscribing thing, it's free, man.
Yeah,
it's free. This content is free. Get on it, be on it, and just hit that subscribe button and share. Listen, we're not asking for money. We're not asking for money yet. But we're not asking for money. We just right now, the love is you subscribe, you share our content, you like our content, and that's all that we're asking for, man.
Absolutely. And with that being said, thank you, everyone.
On location. Go ahead.
And again, thank you for tuning in. Hey, if you want to advertise with us, where you go is to breezeshooters@yahoo.com. advertise your, company or an event you got going on, clothing, whatever you want to advertise, hit us up. We have a package deal for all type of events and situations. And if you have show ideas, guys always DMing us for show ideas. We're open to that. So again, thanks for the support. You guys be good. Thank you to DJ EFN for jumping on with us.
Yes,
and
sir.
Chris, you be good, brother. I'll talk to you.
You too. I'll put whatever advertising on my chest, bare naked chest. If that doesn't get you more business, your business is not good, because that right there sells itself.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, that little clip of Chris eating the pork last week, Angel hit me up. He goes, he had to order so many more pigs because people went up there because of Chris's work. Just think about that. If you're a restaurant owner,
That's what I do. People subscribe, motherfuckers.
Peace.
You have some.